Welcome to the Wonder With Me podcast, where I, Dr. Tonia Winchester, invite you to get curious with me about all things mind-body healing, especially how we can unlock the incredible healing power of our unconscious minds, so that we can all get out of stress mode and go back into healing mode. We'll talk about how you can easily create healthy, sustainable self-care habits so that you can calm your mind, sleep deeply, wake rested, and enjoy happy, energized days. Ultimately, so that you can make a bigger difference in your well-being and that of your family and the world around you. These casual chats are for educational purposes only and don't constitute a therapeutic relationship. With all that said, let's get this episode underway. Come wonder with me. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Wonder With Me podcast. This is episode number 26, Why You're Not Taking Care of Yourself. That cheeky title is perhaps a little bit provocative. This episode is really an origin story about how I came to become a mind-body healing coach and how I came there through naturopathic medicine, wanting to find a deeper way of helping people in a really sustainable way. So that is the preface for this episode. A couple addendums for what you're about to hear. I mentioned that I've been in practice for 15 years. That's actually up to 17 by the time of this posting. There is a program I mentioned called The Path to Peace, and the original version of that program was based on some spiritual trainings that I took to help people uncover who they were deep down at soul level. I mentioned in the podcast about having the information about our soul's purpose wasn't enough for people to really get on that path. The original version of the Path to Peace program was a tool to help people get on that spiritual path. There is an updated version of the Path to Peace, which is available actually through my book sales page, toniawinchester.com, and it's an opportunity after you've bought the book to upgrade to buy the Path to Peace program. And the promise of the Path to Peace program is to identify and eliminate the number one cause of anxiety in your life. So if that's something that's interesting to you, then you can go ahead and go to toniawinchester.com, buy the book. On the next page, you'll be invited to enroll in the Path to Peace program, the new updated version about that. Okay, I think that's all I need to say ahead of time. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. With all of that said, let's get into it. Let's get wondering.
My favorite way of working with people is actually about changing their habits and doing that in a way that's sustainable and easy. And I do that by helping people work and change and reprogram their unconscious mind and how their unconscious mind believes and filters their ability to take care of themselves. And this came because I was finding myself very dissatisfied in my practice about 4 or 5 years ago. I've been in practice now for 15 years. And people would come back to me and say, eating the broccoli is hard. When you and I know that eating the broccoli is not hard. It's actually probably one of the easiest foods to eat once it's cooked. And I was so fascinated by this. And that's a metaphor, by the way. Eating the broccoli is a metaphor for whatever the thing is that you need to be doing to taking care of yourself, whether that's eating the broccoli, whether that's getting the exercise, whether that's getting the rest, whether that's setting the boundaries, whether that's following your heart, whether that's XYZ, right? So why are people having trouble taking care of themselves? And I just became obsessed and fascinated with that moment that we decide to show up for ourselves every day and do what's best for ourselves. This moment in human psychology is so exciting for me. And I started looking for a tool that would help me help people unlock that block to self-care. And the Path to Peace program was sort of a result of me exploring some spiritual reasons or support structures for that moment where people decide to take care of themselves. However, what I found with that work was that it was still too conscious. And what I mean by that is it was thinky without actually a change happening under the surface in the unconscious mind, where all change, learning, healing, and habits happen. So the awareness of, say, one's spiritual path wasn't enough for them to be on the path. Darn. And so I kept seeking. I trained in some work called neuro-linguistic programming, which I thought I was going to just take this course to become a better marketer. I'll just help people understand how they can benefit from my offerings, and therefore, bingo, bango, bungo, they will opt into the offerings. But I didn't realize that I was going to fall in love with the actual practice of this work and its potential and power to transform how we see the world, how we see ourselves, and how we see ourselves in the world. So maybe that block of taking care of ourselves is actually a belief about worth, or a belief about value, or a belief about deserving. And these tools that I have now are able to help me get to the place where that belief lives in people and change it so that it is more self-affirming and more self-loving and more self-accepting. And it's then that I see people actually changing their habits sustainably in the long term. Profound, magical, amazing work. And I wanted to offer that to you just so you have that awareness. If that sounds interesting to you in any way, reach out. I'll also leave a link here. It's toniawinchester.com/breakthrough. And that's the place where you can learn a little bit more about this entire process. And you may already have sampled a little section of this work. And just know, if you have had a little sample of the work, that it is just that. It is a little sample, and there's a lot more at that buffet that you can dine from. With that said, I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to say goodbye for now. I wish you all of the best, and I can't wait to see you soon and see how everything is unfolding for you. All my best, all your best. Take good care, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Hey, thanks for wondering with me today. If you've got something good out of this, then please forward this episode along to the people who you know could benefit. Be sure to subscribe, and if you're really keen, you leaving us a rating and review helps us to help more people, so thank you in advance for that. If you're wanting more insights about how you can leverage the power of your unconscious mind to go back into healing mode, head on over to toniawinchester.com, where you'll find my book, Breakthrough the Insomnia Cycle, and other helpful ideas. Thanks again, and we'll connect on the next episode of the Wonder With Me podcast. In the meantime, may you choose to make all of your dreams come true.